Good afternoon. Welcome to the regular scheduled Livingston Parish Council meeting. Today is August 14, 2025 at 6:02. We are running a little bit behind. All notices have been published and the media has been notified. Mr. Councilman Shavers has the invocation tonight. So if y'all want to know how small of a world it is, there's a gentleman here tonight that was actually 2 years ahead of me of getting to Fort Campbell. Can you come up to the mic, sir? And say your name.
My name is Rick Trout.
So we were both in the same unit together. Would you
Same
mind?
unit, same MOS, same everything.
Would you
2
mind
years
leading
apart.
us in the pledge tonight?
Sir? Yeah. Everybody face the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Airborne.
Airborne. We have another saying, but we're not allowed to say that on TV. Miss Sandy, will you call the roll?
Mr. Taylor?
Here.
Ms. Sandiford? Here. Mr. Shavers?
Here.
Mr. Mangus? Here. Mr. Wascom?
Here.
Mr. Coates? Here. Mr. Watts? Here. Mr. Goff? Here. Mr. Erdy?
Here.
Everybody's present.
All right. Anyone wishing to address any agenda item on the agenda, please fill out a card. If you haven't filled out a card and you feel compelled, if you fill out a card, you'll get 4 minutes. If you didn't fill out a card and you feel compelled to speak on an agenda item, we'll give you 2 minutes. Please silence all cell phones. All right, so we'll move straight to presentations. Recognition of the Pards Boys soccer team, Councilwoman Sandiford.
I need to defer that to the next meeting. Back to school happened, and the kids needed to calibrate into that before they can get up here. So please put that on the agenda for the next meeting.
All right. Capital Area Road and Bridges District, Mr. Wally Avera.
Thank you. For those that don't know, I'm Wally Avera, and I'm an appointed designee for Parish President Randy DeLatte for the Capital Area Roads and Bridges District, CARB-D for short. CARB-D was created in 2018 for the purpose of planning, finance, and building of the new Mississippi River Bridge crossing and connectors relating to it, specifically south of Interstate 10 and down to north of Sunshine River Bridge in Donaldsonville, and be connecting LA 1 to LA 30. CARB-D has 7 members consisting of parish presidents of West Baton Rouge, East Baton Rouge, Iberville, Ascension, Livingston, has a governor's appointee, and has a member of the DOTD is also on it, so 7 of us. Currently, the planning phase of the CARB-D was initially in 2020. They had 32 alternative crossing locations. That was narrowed down in the spring of 2022 to 10 locations. And late summer of 22, they was narrowed down to 3 alternative crossings, which is where we are now. The next phase is environmental impact evaluation phase. The anticipation completion of that should be done by Q4 of 2025. After that's completed, then they'll have public meetings in several of the parishes to get public input on where they're going to be crossing and see how it affects people and their input on it. After that construction phase, timing for the construction is completion is heavily relies on the funding availability, of course, and the construction type of the bridge. So at several locations, it can be 2 pylons, and other locations it needs to be 3, so it can impact the price of the bridge altogether. The earliest that the project could be completed would be 2033 if everything went perfect, and that never happens. So take that as you will. So the biggest thing is some funding for this, which is what CARB-D is. CARB-D is a taxing district. So our job is to come up with the funding. for it. So some federal money will be available for the project. There's state money, but there's also got to be some local money that's got to come from tolls or from taxes, either general sales taxes or automobile taxes. Sales of automobiles can go toward that if it's voted in by the people, of course. So the sales tax route, the 5 parishes will be voting independently for the taxes. And only the parishes that approve the taxes by vote of the people will provide the funding for the project. At this point, the district would like to have our approval to perform a poll to gauge how the parish, the people of each parish are receptive to a sales tax and to help fund the project. This wouldn't cost any additional money because there's already been some money that's been grant money to start the project to get things underway. So being a lifetime resident of Livingston Parish, I could answer the polling question in my sleep, all right? But I'm willing to give this project a chance at being successful. So I want to address the parish council, and I want it to be known and on public record that we're okay with polling the citizens to get their pulse on introducing a new tax. But make no mistake about it. I speak for myself, Parish President Randy Delatte, and many of you that I've spoke to, that Livingston Parish government in no way endorses any type of tax proposal for this project. We just allow them to take a poll and get the pulse of the people. That's really all I have for it right now. If anyone has any questions, I'll be glad to answer them after the meeting. And if anyone wants some online information, they can go to Mississippi River Bridge South. So it's mrbsouth.com, and they keep it updated a little bit. We have quarterly meetings, and that usually gets updated after the meeting each quarter.
So you're asking for us to give you
Basically just informing the council and the public that we have to vote as CORD members if we will allow them to spend the money on polling.
Okay.
Since the money's already there, we're going to go ahead and tell them they can do the polling, but in no way, shape, or form are we endorsing the tax proposal, and the polling should not say anything of that sort.
reflect that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Good? All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
All right. Update on the drainage master plan, Mario. They are with GEC Incorporated. How you doing, gentlemen?
I'll switch to the. I need to switch. It's on here. But.
Guys, we've got a bit of technical difficulty, but there was someone in the back.
It's going to be a great show.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, back to your regular scheduled meeting. All right, introduce yourself.
All right. Good evening, Council. My name is Stephen Crawford. I'm with HAF. And
Good evening, Mario Derbick with GSC.
All right.
so we're the consultant team working with Livingston Parish on the Drainage Master Plan, partnering with you to deliver this Drainage Master Plan for the parish. So we're really excited tonight to share our early progress for the Drainage Master Plan. The work we've done here initially is setting a good foundation for the work ahead. So tonight we kind of want to talk about the project overview, the Drainage Master Plan progress to date. We're going to go over the Drainage Criteria Manual, some of the things that we've done so far. Drainage Criteria Manual, our data collection, existing conditions analysis, our community rating system, which is a huge milestone that we've achieved already this early in the progress. And then Mario's going to talk about our stakeholder coordination and our public outreach. He's also going to talk about what's coming next with the project, and then also your involvement as well. And then we can answer any questions that y'all may have. All right, so the Drainage Master Plan, our general overview of the project. All right, some of the goals and objectives of the Drainage Master Plan. The primary goal of this project is to provide solutions to Livingston Parish to address the needs and guide officials in planning, funding, and managing improvements to reduce future flood risk. This plan will serve as a roadmap to help the parish update existing conditions and risk data for drainage, identify and prioritize mitigation strategies for flooding and drainage solutions, refine policies to support resilience goals, and to equip local entities with tools for informed decision-making. As you can see the map on the right side, there's already a lot of information on flooding in the parish. There's been many studies done for the parish. We're not trying to recreate the wheel. We're trying to use that information to give the parish tools that they can use to help manage this flood information effectively going into the future. Some of the benefits to the parish and the key stakeholders is to develop strategies and solutions. So out of this Drainage Master Plan, we're going to create prioritized phase plans with cost estimates that will guide those future drainage and flood improvements, and will identify funding opportunities along the way. So some of these projects could get pretty expensive. There could be projects that could be funded by the parish itself. We'll address infrastructure needs. We're going to assess current, future drainage needs to ensure that the drainage system in the parish can manage stormwater effectively. We want to support sustainable development. So we know new development's going to come into the parish, but we want it to be responsible growth that won't worsen the existing drainage system. We don't want to create future problems with new development. And then we want to reduce flood insurance burden. And that's improving the parish's FEMA CRS rating to help lower flood insurance costs for residents. And we've already started that process. We've made a lot of progress on that. I'll talk about that a little bit more going forward. All right, the first thing I want to talk about is our drainage criteria manual. So the first thing we've done is back in January, we actually developed a drainage criteria manual for the parish. So this was taking some of the information out of the subdivision code and putting it into its own separate manual. And this allowed so developers and engineers to have its own manual where they have criteria and they have information that can guide them on how to implement drainage solutions for their project. But it was this kind of just information out of the subdivision code. It didn't have any additional information in it. But this manual now for this project is going to be more robust. It's going to have more information that gives them key information, gives them more detail, gives them more information that they can use to guide them to implement better solutions for their projects. Some of the key chapters that we're going to include in the drainage criteria manual updates include hydrology, open channels and roadside ditches, culverts and bridges, storm drain systems, and stormwater detention. So this gives them really good guidance on how to implement those systems and design those systems for projects. Over the past few months, we've been working with the parish and some of the key stakeholders to do monthly workshops. Those have been virtual workshops. And then by the end of the year, we're going to have a draft drainage criteria manual ready to go for review. So that'll be reviewed by parish staff. That'll also go through the ordinance committee for review as well. And once we get all those comments back, then we're going to create a final drainage criteria manual ready for adoption. Here's our overall schedule. You can kind of see those diamond shapes. Those are our monthly workshops. We're kind of on the third one right now. The third one will actually be early September. We'll have 2 more after that, and then we'll work on that draft drainage criteria manual. That's a new thing that the parish has that the parish didn't have before, and it's going to be really key to help manage that future growth and development in the parish. Also, late last year, we implemented a new floodplain ordinance for the parish, and we've been working with the floodplain staff here to give them some more guidance on how to manage that. That includes some guidance and documents, including a permit process and application, frequently asked questions document for people that come in and have questions about how to develop their projects if there's floodplain. It includes guidelines, and then if they need a professional engineer to support their projects, it has a certification document as well. And those things are needed to support that floodplain ordinance. That also includes the information needed for the CRS program as well. All right, this is a good looking map here. It kind of shows you the different regions, watersheds that impact Livingston Parish. You can see the Amy River Basin on the west side, the Green Basin, the Tickfaw River Basin on the east side, Lake Maurepas Basin on the south. So information that we've been requesting recently is local data from the different stakeholders, including different models, survey data, reports, anything we can get our hands on to give us that background information that we need to start our models and our studies. We've been working with WSP on their master plan, working closely with them, so we're in alignment with them. We're getting existing and future land use and development data. Some of the data that we've obtained is the final LWI data. We obtained regions 7 and 9. We got region 7 just last week from DOTD, so that took a long time to get, but we finally got it. So now we can move forward with the modeling on Tickfaw River Basin. We received the ARBC master plan data, we have BLE data, and we also have some stakeholder survey data from Gravity Drainage District 5. Upcoming, we have some field surveys and additional field measurements throughout the parish. That'll be starting later in this month. In September. Some of the existing conditions analysis, this is a big part of the project. It's taking all that data that we have and breaking it down further so it can be more useful to the parish. We started on the Amy River Basin here. So some of that existing conditions analysis includes looking at the terrain, what the ground surface is, and modeling that terrain. We're developing technical standards now, so our models are consistent all the way across the parish. And then future models or future work that's done across the parish utilizes those same technical standards. So there's consistency now, and there's consistency going forward in the future. We developed a field data collection plan, so that's consistency there as well. And then again, we started those initial modeling efforts on the Amy River Basin and Maurepas region. Our action items going forward are collecting additional field data for modeling, any additional data from the stakeholders that we need, and then the initial modeling efforts for the Tickfaw River Basin. And then finally, I just want to talk about the community rating system. As you can see here, that table there shows the different classes for the CRS program. Before, Livingston Parish was not in the CRS program. Our goal was to get Livingston Parish back into the CRS program. So as you can see, that kind of the line above the chart there, it says communities are awarded points for completing activities. So we submitted for 1,980 points. That kind of puts us in that CRS class rating of a 7. That gives a discount for anyone that has flood insurance of 15% if they're in the 100-year floodplain. If you're not in the 100-year floodplain and you have flood insurance, you have a discount of 5%. The products that we included were, for our CRS products, were outreach programs, flood protection information, flood management planning, flood warning programs, and drainage system maintenance. You may have seen a lot of stuff on the Facebook page showing some of these posts. That was great information, and that was all part of that our outreach. And we got information back this week from ISO, from FEMA ISO, saying they are very confident that Livingston Parish will receive a class rating of 7, and that should happen in 2026. Yeah. So based on the data that we have, that will save the residents of Livingston Parish about $1 million.
I just want to make sure it sinks in. When this council got here, we wasn't even in the program, much less move up 3 notches. Y'all took a lot of beating on some of those tough laws y'all passed. It goes right back in that homeowner's pockets. Y'all did a great job.
Thank you. All right, so Councilman Goff.
We still
Okay,
got a few
you
more
still got
slides
some.
here.
Okay.
yeah. I just wanted to mention one more thing here. Just kind of shows our schedule, but the project team was really a lot of staff from Livingston Parish. That included the floodplain management staff, Department of Planning and Development, the Public Works staff, grants management staff, the IT staff, communication staff. So a huge team from Livingston Parish really contributed to this plan and to get this rating here. So it was a great job on their part. I'm going to turn it over to Mario now. He's going to talk about our stakeholder engagement plan.
We'll have a slide with the questions. I'll try to be quick. So as far as the stakeholder engagement plan, that has been completed and it's in use. What it is, it defines engagement tiers, messaging, tools, and timelines of the project. It guides how we engage agencies, municipalities, public and technical partners that are involved in this project. It supports transparency and inclusivity throughout the process. I know it's hard to see, but if you look at that spreadsheet, highlighted in green, it says Parish Council briefing. This is our first briefing for you guys. As you can see, there's going to be a briefing at each quarter where we come up and tell you what the status of the project is. So we're really trying to get you guys involved and informed on this. On July 22nd, we had our visioning workshop summary. This was sort of a big milestone for us. It included 33 attendees representing parish leadership, municipalities, drainage districts, state and regional agencies, and all the technical partners and consultants involved in Livingston throughout the history. So that picture in the background, that's actually a picture from the workshop. So you can see it's quite a large crowd, and that's me and Stephen on the side presenting and talking to them. So it was a interactive sort of workshop where everybody got to be involved and included, and those photos up on top is part of the activity that we did where we identified the areas of concern throughout the parish. So the purpose of this was just to define a shared vision, identify goals, drainage concerns, implementation challenges, and potential solutions, just so everybody's on the same page and we all go towards the same end goal. Outcomes of this, we drafted a vision statement for the drainage master plan. We defined the goals and priorities for the stakeholders. The pictures on the right is activity that I was talking about. That's the map of non-drainage problem areas. We really utilize the knowledge of the staff and everybody in the room because they know the best what problem areas are throughout the parish. And then input on implementation tools and data needs for the future. So we also have launched the website. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see it. It was advertised on the Facebook page. It was advertised on y'all's website. This is live now. So what this includes, it features project updates, timeline, and engagement materials throughout the project lifetime. It also includes an interactive map, and that's the map on the bottom right corner. We have already received a lot of feedback from the public on this. So as you can see, it allows them to go in and sort of geo-reference the area that they know the problem area is, that they experience flooding. They can provide us photos, date times, and everything else. So I know it's hard to see, but you can see there's photos of a gentleman that has provided us an area where he experienced flooding before. Why this is important to us? Because this will sort of help us with the calibration of the models, and then eventually we will use these areas as try to figure out identifications for the solutions for them. So I highly encourage all the residents to go on the website and help us with this interactive map. The more data we get, the better it is for everybody. So sort of the next steps for as we know, this project is up until 27. Like Stephen has talked about, we're going to finish existing condition analysis this year and drainage criteria manual. And then stakeholder engagement is going to be ongoing throughout this project. So you guys are going to be seeing us for the next year and a half. So for the next year, the main goal is to identify the problem areas and the solutions, come up with them, and then the resilience planning, initial development of that. And then for 27, we're going to wrap it up with a drainage master plan, which is the final activities and report. And of course, you guys are going to be involved in that, and so is public. So where do you guys come in and what is your involvement in this? So of course, we talked about ongoing updates. You guys are going to be briefed regularly on key project milestones, progress, and findings. As you've been involved on policy guidance, council input will shape recommendations for ordinances, updates, and policy changes to support drainage resilience. And then one big thing here for us that we would ask of you guys is community advocacy. You guys serve as a vital connection between the planning team and the local residents, so helping to ensure that the community concerns are well represented. Plan adoption. The council will ultimately review and endorse the final drainage master plan, and then future funding and prioritization. Council will play a critical role in supporting that. So I know this was a little lengthy. We apologize for that, but this should wrap us up. This is the project team. You can see myself and Stephen and others that are involved on this. So.
Thank you. We got a couple of questions. Councilman Goff with Ricky's World.
So I just want to go back. What did you say? I just want to go back to what Mr. Delat said about us not being in the program and being in the program, and the fact that we're moving, not really warp speed, but pretty darn fast in my world, Ricky's world. So my question is when that number 7 rating goes into effect, which should be pretty quick, I got a strange feeling that the insurance company's not going to pick up the phone and call me and say I get a discount. So I need to make sure that my constituents or our constituents in the parish know when that takes place. So we need to try to blow that up as much as possible so our constituents know. Pick up the phone, call your insurance company, and whatever comment that they need to make or when they pick the phone up and they call the insurance company, I'm calling about this, and I should get this rating discount. So is that something that's on it that y'all going to take care of? How are we going to do that?
That's a great point, and we need to do public outreach when that occurs, so make sure that happens. So,
when do you roughly guessing, if you think?
So you'll either re-enter the CRS program either in April or October next year. We're not sure when yet. We're very hopeful for April. We met the deadline, but we don't have confirmation yet. But we could hear this week. We don't know, but we're hopeful for April.
All right. And Councilman Shavers.
You kind of touched on that a little bit. I know you keep mentioning stakeholders, but and you may have had it up there. By the way, that was a great presentation you guys had. Will you guys be holding public hearings to get more public involvement as far as our constituents? I know you have the website up, and I pushed that out to my area as much as I could. But as far as face-to-face engagement, whether it's taking comments live on Facebook or whatever, are you guys working towards that?
Yes, thank you. So yes, we will have numerous public meetings. First one coming up in September. That was part of that spreadsheet that was hard to see that highlighted sort of your involvement in council briefing. But in each quarter, there is going to be a public meeting.
Okay, and then secondly, are you guys working closely with Gravity Drainage? Because I know that they deal with a lot of the problems specifically in my district. But are you guys do you guys communicate with them on the regular or plan to?
We're in a constant communication with them.
Okay, good.
Yeah, these workshops that we're having on the drainage criteria manual, they're involved.
Yeah, because I think Gravity 2 is adopting their master drainage plan in October, if I'm not mistaken. So that might be, something that y'all can communicate together with. But
yes, we've been reaching out.
Definitely appreciate it. Thank you.
Councilman Coates.
I just have a question. You spoke earlier regarding the studies that you're using, and those were already pre-existing studies. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So how old were these studies is the first question. The second question is, can we be assured that the data is still accurate?
The studies are very recent. It's the LWI studies and ARBC, which were just completed. Like I said, we just picked up the DOTD, the LWI studies for Region 9, Region 7. That was just completed recently. So they're very recent, but they're large-scale models, so they're kind of difficult to use. They're very large models. We're trying to get those smaller so they're easier to use for parish.
All right,
they're based on recent data.
All right, Councilman Mangus.
You mentioned the website, and you extolled people to go to the website. Can you publicly state what the website is, and can our clerks, Ms. Teal, can we put that on the website? Okay.
I think the website is on the Livingston Parish. Yeah.
It's on theirs, it's not on ours, though.
So we can put a
But for the
hyperlink to
people-
go to their website.
For the people at home, what is the address?
So we advertised it through y'all's Facebook, and then I know y'all recently just changed your website, and it was on your old website as a ribbon, and we're working with your team to have it on a new website as well. We've been sharing the link of it throughout the Facebook. I mean, if y'all
Okay.
know any other communication tool that we can share with public, we'd love to do it.
Just
We'll put a hyperlink on our website to push out
Yep.
as well.
I think, and that's what we're working on with your IT team, and I know you just recently switched to the new website, so.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Parish President's report? Don't have anything. All right. Agenda item number 10, adopt the minutes for the July 24, 2025 regular council meeting. Yeah, to get a motion? Got a motion from Councilman Mangus, second from Councilman Wascom. And Wascom. All right, vote on your iPad. And that passed 7 yeses, 2 abstains, and I don't have it on the screen, so I don't know who abstained. I abstained, I was not here, so, okay, 2 abstains, myself and Councilman Shavers. Item 11, public hearing and adoption of LP ordinance, amend chapter 117, zoning division 1.3, R1.5 residential rural single family, section 117-150 to reactivate the zoning classification of residential royal single family R1.5. Ms. Sandy, would you read it?
This is proposed ordinance 25-09. It's an ordinance to amend Chapter 117 zoning to reactivate the zoning classification division 3.1 residential rural single family R-1.5 sections 117 through 117-148 through section 117-150 of the Livingston Parish Code of Ordinances.
All right, so this ordinance was, we have a disconnect inside of our parish where we have half-acre lots that people cannot use. They cannot get permits for, so we're trying to give the ability back to the individuals that have these lots, or the ability for a developer to build something in between the large lot subdivision and R3 or R2, which is 4 lots. We changed the minimum lot size to a half acre, and we took out 2.5 homes per acre to 2 homes only. We did a lot of things. We took a lot of things out of it. We did put the manufactured homes and modular homes on it. The conditional uses. This came back from planning and zoning with minor utilities, civic and municipal uses, schools, cemeteries and memorial gardens, daycare facilities, clinics, house of worship, public parks, open spaces, playground, country clubs, golf courses, small-scale maintenance and storage facilities to activities necessary for the upkeep of residential areas. So if anybody here, we've got some people. We need to open it for public hearing, so we're going to open the public hearing. All right. Yeah, let me see. Mr. Earl DeVille. All right, if you come up, state your name and address, please.
Earl DeVille, 27590 J.C. Stewart Road, Albany.
Yes, sir.
The problem with R1.5, especially on our road, is it can't take it. It can't, and it's already being developed before it's even been passed. There's already 3 trailers that were put in there. There's another 4 fixing to be put in there. No one's come and done drainage studies. No one's come and done where the sewage is going to go. I live at the dead end. There's no parish ditch that goes through my property. It's a private ditch. The flow is coming back to my property because there's no culverts from the front end. So the water's backing up on another neighbor's property, on my property. And honestly, the man that is doing this straight up told me that he didn't care because he was doing this to make money. Well, he's taking value away from our property because he's building up where he's at and pushing water on us. And I just think that this R1.5 it's ridiculous. We haven't had it in a long time. We don't need it, and it's not good for the infrastructure that we have anywhere. Right now, we're putting new permits for new places before we're even looking at the infrastructure. And the infrastructure needs to be taken care of first before we just start throwing money out and permits out for people to put new places. And I can go on, but I'm just going to stop. But I just think this is a bad idea, especially I know that I'm on a dead-end road, and there's only 10 of us that live there, but there's 10 of us that care about where we live at. And I think it's wrong for this man to come in here and do what he's doing. And I'm not saying I'm against people making money, but there's a place where some of this can be done, and it's not there. So I'm done. I mean,
Yes, sir. Thank you. Councilman Wascom.
Yeah, I'd like to ask you a question, if before you.
Mr. Earl.
Real quick. Currently, where you live now, how is it zoned now?
it's to be honest with you, I think it's 2. I'm not sure. R1. I'm sorry, R1.
So you're currently R1?
Yes. And he is wanting to put 10 trailers.
How many lots?
4.5 acres.
Well, okay. 4.5 acres, and he wants to put 10? He wants to divide it into 10 lots?
Yes. And it's going to put potentially 40 people and at least 20 cars on that little road.
All right, thank you.
Councilman Mangus.
In order for this gentleman to do that, he would have to apply for zoning, a rezone, because this is not going to make it R 1.5.
But he's going to get that. And that's why I'm coming to y'all right now. Y'all have the power to stop it right now. Just don't do it. And then we don't have to worry about zoning. If y'all stop this now, we don't have to worry about that because he's going to get what he wants. And I'm not even against him. Him and I have made amends. It's not about that. It's about this location. It's a very rural area that cannot take this, and it's going to happen. If y'all don't stop it, it's happening. So we're dependent on y'all to just please don't pass this.
Well, I'll wait on the other one, but okay, thank you.
You're second in the queue, Councilman Erdy.
Yes, that is in my district, District 9, on J.C. Stewart Road, correct?
Yep.
I've been back there too many times, actually. And I have to agree, this man is 100% correct in what he described to y'all, what's going on. And it'd be tough to say we can support something like that when they're almost touching each other. I did everything I can. I went over there and talked with the planning people and the permit office and all that, and it's still creeping along. And it's a tough thing to say that I can't support that. As much as I like to, you're right about making money. You're entitled to that, but y'all are going to be cramped up to no end, and I just want to make sure that everybody knows that.
Yeah, the water's already coming over the road just from the pads he's built for the trailers that he's already planned on putting there, because he's already put the pads there. I mean, so it's happening.
Yeah, Councilman Wascom.
Right now, he's currently R1, you say, which is limiting to one house per acre.
Yes, sir.
And there's sections in this parish that 1.5 are beneficial. Now, I'm assured where you are, I trust that it is only beneficial to remain R1. And that's fine, but there's other sections in this parish that R1.5 would be very beneficial for.
Well-
So with that being said, just because we create that zoning of R1.5, that doesn't mean that he gets that. For him to get R1.5, it'd have to be voted on by the council. And you say, oh, well, they always get what they want. Well,
He's gonna get what he wants. I mean, I'm just being honest.
he
I know.
won't get it unless the majority of this council votes for it. Do you understand that? And if that being the case, I mean, if what you're saying, if he gets what he wants, then he'd probably apply for R2 and put 4 houses per acre.
Well, that's what he originally wanted to do.
So, but the council didn't allow it, did it?
No.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Let's don't penalize other parts of the parish that need 1.5, because I trust and I would support keeping yours at R1.
But you see, the problem lies
But you'd be
is-
penalizing other parts of the parish that could use it.
The problem there lies is whenever y'all do this, and listen, this is just my thoughts. Whenever y'all say we're going to pass this, then zoning's going to say, well, they passed it, so now we have to support it.
We created a zoning category. That doesn't mean we changed the zoning.
But the zoning wasn't being used anymore in that area. It was not being used anymore. It was void. So when you bring it back to the table, now you're bringing these problems back to the table, and now you can say, well, it's the zoning's fault. It's not ours.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
I do. Oh, I do. And what I'm trying to tell you is it's up to y'all to stop this. I get it. I get it. I know it's beneficial to other areas. But the problem is, if we don't stop it with y'all, it's just going to spread.
Stop what?
The R1.5. I know, I understand what you're saying, sir. I do. But, okay, so somebody said a while ago about the half acre. On our road at the very beginning, there's a third of an acre that I know somebody's got a trailer on there right now. And he's very aware that if he does anything with that property, the trailer has to be the one that's there has to stay there, or he cannot do anything with the property.
And that's because he's grandfathered in when we
Right.
enacted zoning.
But my whole point to that is, somebody said a half acre is something that they're not being able to use. What's to stop him to say, well, I have a third acre now?
There's no zoning for a third acre. It's minimum lot size of a half acre.
Oh, I get that. But I'm just saying, they're going to keep bringing it to the table. They're going to keep bringing it to the table. And if we limit, Livingston Parish is, man, it's growing like a weed.
It's fastest growing parish in the state.
Exactly.
So, well, but there is benefits to the parish for this, and that's why it's being brought up tonight. But I'm only one of 9. But
I appreciate it. And
Thank you.
I appreciate y'all talking to me.
thank you, sir. Councilman Goff.
Go ahead. I won't walk away again.
I saved
Just
you a few
there's another one after him.
I saved you a few steps. So I'll commit to you right now in the public, on public record, that I will not support changing your zoning from R1 to R1.5 because of all the previous statements that have already been made. But to Mr. Wascom's comments, it definitely is a place in the parish. If a constituent has, an acre and a half, and they're trying to give half an acre to their family member, then they can subdivide that out and do that. And what we're trying to do is minimize the mobile homes the way they used to be. You used to, before this council and before zoning came along, you used to be able to, and we forget about that. We forget about how far we have came in such a little 2-year period of time. And that was, you used to be able to put 4 mobile homes, and you couldn't say no because we had no zoning. And what this does is not only does it say the maximum you can put is 2 on an acre, because that's the smallest that we have, but it also says it has to be in 1.5 zoning category. So if someone comes up, like your gentleman that you said, it has to go in front of this council or the next council. It just doesn't arbitrarily, because we put this in place, the planning commission is not going to be able to just go and change it. It has to go through a legal process, a public notice, posted out in the front where everybody sees and everybody has an opportunity to come in, just like you're saying. We don't want R 1.5 on our street because of these reasons. And then I'm just going to tell you, because I know and I understand where you're this guy's not going to vote for it. It's going to stay R1. So that being said, it's R1 now, and I think he has 4 acres, 4.5 acres.
It's just right at 5, but it's under 5.
So
I was going to buy the property. I wish I would have.
yeah, so he can only put 1 home per acre on that property through there. So if 1.5 changes, the only way he could do more is to come up and get this council's approval. I'm just one, but I feel the pulse of this council already, and I know Mr. Erdy down there.
I know it, but
So
see, he
that's
started
my-
this.
my
He
comments.
started
It's
this
just-
whole process. He put 2 trailers in under everybody's nose.
Well, we have a lot of times
nobody
that
knowing.
we have a lot of times that people feel that they want to go ahead and move forward, and I'll tell anyone they move forward under their own expense, because if we don't support like that, if he goes out there and he puts 6 of them, then he comes up there on R1.5, and we say no, then he's got a problem.
Because
I didn't tell him to put those mobile homes out there.
That's how
But-
that's how this whole thing got started for us. Because he came in, we were all just kind of sleeping on it. We didn't realize it was going on, and he put 2 trailers in, power, power, sewage, everything. It got brought to the attention, and they said it's grandfathered in now. So that's the stuff I'm worried about with him.
Yes, sir.
Anyway.
Thank you for your time.
Councilman
Appreciate it.
Mangus. But Mike.
You specifically.
Microphone.
The problem we have is I received a phone call yesterday and another one again today that some of my constituents live on Lucian Street in Port Vincent. And their issue is that they own 6 lots, and they're all over half-acre lots. And some have had mobile homes on them, some still do. Well, they want to sell them, and they were informed that nothing can really be done with it unless somebody wants to build a house. And in that area, there are no houses. So they're stuck with a 0.52 of an acre that they can't do anything with. And that would be frustrating because they're now zoned R2. But here's the thing, even if we reactivate R1.5, that still doesn't zone it R1.5. They would then have to go to planning and zoning and to this council to request 1.5. So
All right.
that's what I want to say.
Yep, thank you. Next person.
Carol Semino?
Carol Semino, 32-159 Pea Ridge Road, Albany. I agree with y'all about we could use 1.5 in some cases, but in some cases we don't need it, like by our road. So it should be a case-by-case thing, and hopefully that y'all all could be open-minded to that when that comes in front of y'all, for people that's been there a long time, and people putting. And the only reason that guy that we talking about, fella come to me that couldn't read, and he brought me a letter that said that there was going to be a subdivision in the area. And I said, a rezoning letter. And I said, wow, what is that about? So I looked into it, and nobody else got a letter. I would have never known, and I live on that road. So I looked into it and called in, and he had to go put a sign up. He didn't even apply. He's putting pads in, putting gravel in, dirt in, red dirt, all kind of stuff, and he don't even have a permit or nothing. So then he finally got to put a sign up, pissed off, got to excuse my language. He's mad as hell, and then he puts the sign up, and I look into it a little bit more. It says you got to keep it up for 10 days. Well, 9.5 days, that sign came down and left the debris around it that he used to put it up and take it down. And now he's putting pads in on more land. He put 2 trailers on 1 acre, and the problem is that the road goes through his property. So that eats up a whole bunch of his 5 acres, because it goes through probably 500 feet of his property. So, you know, and he's more frustrated because he made a bad investment. But that shouldn't take our value of our homes down because of his bad investments, you know. And Mr. Joe Hurt, he's come out plenty of times, just like he said, every time I called him. And when I called planning or something, they said, oh, you ought to just let him go ahead and do R2 because he was rezoning it for R2. And I said, no. They said, oh, yeah, they won't put trailers, they'll just put houses. No, I don't believe you. So we fought that. I got a 30 signatures to stop him from going to R2. Brought it with me the first meeting, and then he pulled his permit. You know, and then I was told that in August he's going to come back and get a permit for 1.5 or 2. So, but
Well,
we just going to fight it.
He'll have to apply for that, and it has to go through the whole.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
He's got to go through the whole thing. And
That's right.
You,
And it's gotta
you
come
asked if
before
we,
y'all.
and I can take account for everybody here. We take it very serious. I know for myself that
Good.
in the last, we've been elected for over a year and a half. I've put 112,000 miles on my truck in a year and a half. I drive.
Yep.
It's very easy to put 500 miles on your vehicle in Livingston Parish in a day.
I know.
Very easy.
Yeah.
So we take it very serious.
I see that, but I couldn't repeat everything Earl said, but I know y'all ain't got time.
Thank you.
He did a real good job too.
He did a good job. Thank you.
Any questions before I go?
Councilman Erdy. Councilman Erdy, you got one?
Look, I'm going to try to simplify this whole matter. He's right. I've been there. I feel like I live there.
That's right.
But anyway, it's like putting mobile homes touching each other.
It is.
Yeah, I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating one bit to the public out there and everybody right here. And to cram that into that one, and I've looked at it and saw it coming along, and it stops and it goes. And I don't think any of us want to live where you can jump in one window and land in the next window next door to you. And that's where it's going. That's the simplest way I can put it.
Yeah.
All right.
And the worst part is the water, because we just had a recent downpour right there, that little area, maybe 2 weeks ago. And I went down to some people, might be speaking next, and the water was coming out of his property and was cutting a rut across their driveway. And that didn't happen before. And I mean, he's just, it's this crushed cement, so it's not going nowhere, but he's putting in there, you know, it's staying, and it's just, the water's running on everybody else.
Yep. Thank you.
And we have a drainage problem back there.
Thank you for your time.
And also, my insurance didn't go down either on flooding.
Miss Julie?
My name's Julie Stafford. I live at 27690 J.C. Stewart Road.
You can pull the mic down. That looks like you're, there you
And
go.
I agree with both of the gentlemen that just talked. Before, we did not have water in our driveway, and now we do. He's putting, when we finally got Louisiana restored to give us a home back, because ours got destroyed, they told us that the little part up in the front was not big enough to put a trailer on. Wasn't big enough to put nothing on. He's putting 2 in front of us. He's done got 1 on this side of us, a double wide. He's putting 2 on this side, and on the back side of us, he's putting more. And he's done put a driveway down to go beside my house that doesn't have a cupboard, and it's making all the water go into my yard that we can't even cut the grass because the water sits up in there. My husband has to get out there with a weed eater and cut the grass. And he's 70-something years old and has 5 strokes, so he can't get out there all the time and do that. I wish he would consider us when he decided to put them mobile homes on there and to build it up. But he didn't. And from what I'm understanding, he's going to get what he wants because of he knows too many people that he can get them to vote for his way. And I just wish y'all would not let him do that to us.
Well, there's a process that he's going to have to go through the zoning, and he'll have to go to the planning and zoning, and then it's going to have to come up through here. And you just heard Councilman Goff say that he will
Okay.
not vote for it.
So what's the deal with if he's still going to put the 2 trailers there before he even gets his permits?
As Councilman Goff already said, he can put those trailers on there, but if he doesn't get zoning for R1.5, he spent money that he's going to have to remove. He's going to have an issue because he won't be able to get the permit to do anything with it.
Because he's done got the pads on there, he's done got the driveways built, and he's just waiting to get the trailers put on there. And he does it when nobody's around, that he brings the trailers in.
Okay. And I understand what you're saying, and like I said, this is not going to give him R1.5. Okay.
All right, I appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Yes, Councilman Goff.
So, I don't travel Pea Ridge Road. I know where Pea Ridge Road is at, et cetera. And Mr. Scooter, I'm having a little bit concerned that I just want to make sure if you could do this for me or I'm just going to request, for me and maybe the rest of the council, if you could just follow up on this particular piece of property for the 1 acre that they are required to do. If you can answer tonight, great. If he's in compliance, if he's not in compliance.
They're in compliance 100%.
On the 1
The
acre.
2 trailers that came in first on the half acres were there before zoning.
Okay.
That's when, and then when the man asked for the zoning application, the zoning change was right after I got hired. That was some of the first things that I dealt with. Went out immediately, looked at it. They wanted R2, and then they realized they couldn't put trailers. That's why they pulled her out. They haven't been back to my office with anything. They were waiting on 1.5. The trailers that they're talking about with the pads are permitted, and they're along the Blacktop Road. That isn't this it may be this gentleman's trailers, but they're on individual lot that were already existing.
I got you.
So until he comes back for the almost 5 acres, there's nothing for us to do. Now, if he's got new pads, you can do that without you got to have a permit to fill and whatever.
Right.
But I don't know if those are there, but I can check.
No, you answered all my questions,
Yeah.
and why the 2 are there now.
Yeah.
And the fact that the 4.5 or 4+ acres has not been rezoned.
Right.
And
Yeah.
there are 1, and
I think there's 2, possibly 3 along the parish road.
Yes.
One of them back closer to the gentleman's house in the back.
Right.
At the end of the road. Because I got a call, Mr. Joe called me and said, "Can you go look?" I said, "Absolutely." So I went and looked, and then we looked, and there was a permit for our house on a trailer on a pad.
I got you.
I don't know about the other ones. I don't know if I haven't been there since that because they were doing all that road work, and you really couldn't get through from where I was coming.
Right.
But I'll check anything you want.
No, I appreciate that. That's pretty much answers and I'm not sure if any of the council has any other
Thank
concerns,
you.
but everybody knows where I stand with it.
I will like to rest, hopefully this will help y'all. When it was originally brought to the planning department and zoning, we did let that gentleman know that we could not support the plan that they had submitted. It was way too many lots on a small road in a small little area. So that was going to be our recommendation to the planning commission, to the zoning board, that administration could not support that many separate lots in that small area. So.
Thank you. We do not have any other cards. Is there anybody else that would like to speak for? Oh, there's a couple.
My name is Lynn Dupree. I live at 38131 Nan Wesley Road. It's Denham Springs, but it's actually Watson. And I'm probably the cause of all this, because I apologize. We have an acre and a half where we live. We have a double wide that sits on the western end of this acre and a half. We want to sell off the other 3/4 of an acre to my friend. And we kind of started this 1.5 in order to be able to sell it, because we're zoned R2 right now. There are no houses, per se, on this particular area. It's mobile homes. There's 4 of us that live on this particular road, and we all have an acre and a half. Now, the others sit in the center of their lot, so they can't do anything with them like I'm doing. But I want to sell off 3/4 of an acre, and that's where this all started. So I'm requesting the acre and a half, the R1.5, to split this into 3/4 of an acre. I can't even get anybody to come out and survey it right now because it's zoned R2. So they won't even come out and survey it and say, well, this is possibly where the 3/4 of an acre is. So I'm not trying to do anything underhanded or anything else. It's just to sell off this 3/4 of an acre of bare ground out there. That's all I want to do. So it's just letting you know that if you want to blame somebody, it's me.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think we had one more.
Morris, 8645 Linkwood Drive. I have one question for a 1.5. You're telling me that you're only going to put one trailer on it, but I'm being told that you can apply for up to 3 addresses on a property. Where are we going to stop adding houses on this half acre?
That 3 addresses is not for R1.5.
Okay, so they can't have
That would
any
be
other
a
second
large.
addresses
That would
on
be
those properties?
That would be a large. One structure is what the ordinance. It is 2 structures on 1 acre. Each have to be a half acre.
So they can't put anything
Single
else
family
on.
home on a half acre. That is the design of this.
I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. If there's nobody else, we got one more.
Jeremy Glasscock, 2996 Old Marsh Drive, Livingston. I'm going to keep it quick. I wasn't going to say anything tonight, and I'm just going to put this young lady behind me's feelings at rest. She's not the cause of 1.5. It's a whole plethora of people out there that it will benefit. And like y'all said, it's a case-by-case basis. Just because y'all vote in 1.5 tonight don't mean everything in R1 magically rolls to R1.5. It's going to help a lot of people. I understand some situations it's not beneficial to do. But it's a case-by-case basis, and I just want to put her at ease that she didn't cause all this. Thank you.
Our system just went down.
One thing I would like, I couldn't push my button, but is it okay if I speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
Hold up. Councilwoman Sanford, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So,
Hold on. Or if there's nobody else, I'm going to close for public hearing. Nobody else? All right, public hearing is closed.
I do want to discuss, if we can, guys. So it's my understanding that this was deactivated by the advice of our planners, and so I'm very hesitant to reactivate it. Also, when this came before the Planning Commission and the Zoning Commission, I did a little bit of homework with other parishes, and we can accept our 1.5 only in certain districts. We do not have to accept it parish-wide, and in fact, that is expected. And I do remember learning about that in the Planning Commission training class that I took 3 times. A family partition would allow a subdivide for a family to be able to subdivide, to go down. You understand what I'm saying? You were talking about, you kind of went there a little bit. So can we just activate this in certain districts that need it? It is also my understanding that there are only 3 districts of the 9 that this would benefit and that it would not be so terrific for the other 6. Thank you.
So that kind of goes along I can't boot up here.
Yeah, it's fine.
So that kind of goes along to my comment that the gentleman was referring to. We do have some zoning areas that were already pre-existing 1.5 that the group recognized. But when we reactivate this with these changes, anybody else has to come through the proper channels to rezone their property. Because everything when we adopted zoning was adopted as R1, R2, etc., and R1.5 was just on the map as pre-existing 1.5. So those pre-existing 1.5 categories live in the grandfathered in, if you will. But anybody else that comes up, because there should be no more 1.5, like on our map, when you look at it, you don't really, they are where they are. Anyone else is already zoned something else. They have to come from the council, in front of the council, to be zoned, just like this gentleman right here. He has all the right in the world to come up here and ask for it. It doesn't mean that he gets it. And I'm going to say this again. This parish and this council and this administration adopting zoning allows us to do exactly what everybody says. This is my property. This is what it affects me. Now, I hate to hear that this gentleman feels that he knows the way I'm going to vote, and that's why I'm telling you. It ain't going to happen because I don't believe in that category in that particular area. The next one comes up, maybe this young lady that feels, responsible, and it matches perfect for what she's trying to do. Everybody in the community and the guy that's going there, they love him. He's part of the family. He's not blood, but he's part of the family. I've been following it. So it's a case-by-case basis, and that is exactly when we adopt it. Anyone that wants 1.5 has to come to this council and go through the zoning part of it as well. Like, there is no walking into the planning commission and say, I want 1.5 or I'm status is 1.5. You're either there now or you want to go there. So I'm going to shut up.
Anybody else?
So can we only zone certain districts with it? I mean, I know that District 5 does not want to be in that, and I would like to explain the situation that I have. In my district, I've got old subdivisions that have held their integrity for 60 plus years. They do not have mobile homes in them. There are people that want to put mobile homes in them. And what I'm seeing happen is these new up-and-comings that are looking to buy their first home, their starter home, they don't want a quarter-acre high-density home. They're buying these older homes in these older subdivisions and renovating them as they go, and they don't want to have mobile homes near them. Kind of like in East Baton Rouge Parish, downtown by the Capitol, where that area had gone downhill for many years. Well, now people are investing money in it and bringing it back. That's what's happening where I am. And so this is going to hurt District 5. It will hurt other districts as well. But if we just put it in the districts that need it, we can come back and revisit it.
I'm not sure that we can legally, and the attorneys here, I'm not sure that we legally can isolate one particular district and say no 1.5 in that, but we all have the right to vote to say no if it comes up in your particular district and constituents show up and say, and it just doesn't fit. Like you said, it fits really, really good in a lot of areas, and it doesn't fit very good at all in others. And it's a case-by-case basis. I know we can do that for sure, but we can ask the attorney. My gut tells me that it would be sketchy to take one district out because as soon as you rezone that
Mr.
district,
Irving.
but maybe not.
Yeah. All right. the requirement is that there has to be a reason for a zoning decision. The reason means it's something that you're concerned about that has to do with the public health and safety. There are areas of the parish where higher density residential or whatever, a higher density development are bad because of the impact on drainage. You have sheet flow across them. The more dwellings you have in the area, the more obstruction there is, the more the water backs up and causes flooding problems. It is completely legitimate to deny higher density development in areas like that. If you're going to try to split off something in terms of it, the better way I think to do it is to either define the areas not by council district but by condition, or it's the districts that were not previously zoned shouldn't have any 1.5 in them right now because it was not active when the zoning law was adopted. And so what would happen is if anybody wants to come into District 5 and they want to have R1.5, they will need to request a rezoning. And the opposition, our District 5 is in a drainage area of the parish. An opposition to it based upon the fact that high-density residential presents a potential flooding problem is completely legitimate reason, and you could deny it for that basis. So my thinking is that you don't actually need to take a council district in the parish and say we're not going to do it there, just to recognize that there are areas of the parish where it would be unsuitable, and if anybody tries to rezone to it in those areas, don't do it.
Thank you. Is there anybody else? Councilman Coates.
Okay, I would like to say this. We have a lot of deactivated 1.5 in District 8. And you can easily find on the maps where some of these acres, or some of this acreage is 40 or 50 acres. So there's a lot of areas that would actually be affected, in my area for sure, doing this. So I'm not certain it's a great idea to bring it back. I know that everybody has their own opinion on it, but I just don't think it's a good idea. And I live in one of the rural areas. Joe lives in one of the rural areas. I think that this is mostly going to affect, or potentially could mostly affect our areas. And the people in our areas don't want dense population. We can't handle it. We can't handle it with the water. We can't handle it with the infrastructure. So these are considerations that I would have on it.
Thank you. Councilman, is that it?
I have,
All right, Councilman Wascom.
yeah, real quick. If we enact or create this District 1.5, does that automatically put a parcel of land in Mr. Coates or Ms. Sandifer's, does that automatically change them back from whatever they're currently zoned to R1.5, or would they have to come back to the council to approve? So creating this 1.5 zoning doesn't change anything, does it? They would have to go through the process to have it change from what it is now to the 1.5. Am I correct? Okay, I just want to, I was under the impression, listening to you talk, that if we did this, then automatically there's going to be 1.5 in your district, and that's not true. I don't think, okay, I just want to make sure I understood
All right,
that.
thank you.
One more.
Hold on. You're in the queue. I got to do this manually.
My question,
Councilman
and
Watts.
it's directed at 5 and 8 there. What's going to happen if you don't allow it and all of a sudden somebody comes and wants it and you're in a situation, well, we need this. Are you going to come back for a waiver? How does that stand on there? It's something you got to think about. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That was your question? Okay.
All right, I'd like to answer that question. And you can always take large lots of land and make them smaller, but you can't take small lots and make them larger if they've already built on them. So let's not make them so small that we can't accommodate what we're doing. Look, we've just had a pollution study come in about Lake Maurepas. Okay, I'm sure everyone's seen it. It's full of pollutants and everything else. And, you know, we need to consider some of the environmental impacts of the decisions we're making for residential use as well, because all of those septic systems and everything else run out into the lakes also.
Well, I think yours will probably be the first one to do it, because you got a lot of roadside lots up against the river that's gonna fall under half acres. And they won't be able to use.
No, those are river lots. Those are river lots designations.
Okay. All right, Councilman Mangus?
From what I understand, as per Mr. what Wascom said, it's not retroactive. It's not going to change anybody's zoning. So they would then have to go apply for 1.5, and they'd have to go through planning and zoning, and then would have to come to this council. So.
All right, Councilman Goff?
So I just want to quickly clarify in 8, in where your comment is that you had acreage that is, and make sure I understand what your statement was. You had acreage that is already or previously was zone 1.5, right? Is that what you said?
Previously, that's correct.
So under the previous 1.5 zoning, they have a lot more latitude on what they can do. This particular 1.5 restricts that and makes it where it's half-acre lots. And the 1.5 that you're dealing with, that is from the old piece of it, they have a lot of different guidelines that they can do. And they were adopted because of the previous council that zoned that area under 1.5 and those guidelines. But anyone else in that area that wants to zone to R1.5 is in a much more restricted 1.5. So what I'm trying to say, and I don't know the exact size of the lot in 1.5 previous that you're having to deal with.
2.5.
2.5 density?
Density.
So you can get 2.5. So it's going to go to 2, but it's half-acre lots. So anybody moving forward, it does exactly what you're saying. It puts more acreage with the actual lot. Again, if they are agriculture, or if they're R1, or if they're R2, they still have to come here and ask for that to be changed. But at least even by that, if you have one and you're like, man, this does fit, at least it's only 2 lots per acre. So I believe it fits in a lot of categories. I think it's moving us in the right direction. And the other beauty about this is that, let's say somebody comes up here and doesn't want to do an R2 lot subdivide, and they want to do homes, and they want to do them in half acres. That is also another benefit to this particular zoning category. You can have a development that zones R2 or 1.5 that's going to do homes, and they're going to do them on half acre lots versus a third acre or whatever it is. All right. I said I was going to shut up.
If there's no one else, nope. All right, Ms. Sandy, will you call for the vote?
Mr.
Oh, wait,
Chair.
we got to have a motion. I'm sorry. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion that we accept the 1.5 as presented.
Got a motion by Councilman Goff. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Wascom. Ms. Sandy, will you call for the vote?
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Sandifer?
No.
Mr. Shavers?
No.
Mr. Mangus?
Yes.
Mr. Wascom?
Yes.
Mr. Coates?
No.
Mr. Watts?
Yes.
Mr. Goff?
Yes.
Mr. Erdy?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4. It passed. 5 to 4.
That passed 5-4. All right, next agenda item. Grants Department. Introduction of an ordinance to acquire immovable property for the parish of Livingston Parish pursuant of the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, project number FEMA-4277-DR-LA-0131, Livingston Parish, located at 25878 New Hope Avenue, Denham Springs, 70726. You don't really have to We just need a motion. Got a motion by
I'll motion.
council.
Can I read it by title?
Yeah, go ahead and read it by title.
This will be proposed ordinance 25-14. It's an ordinance to acquire movable property for the parish of Livingston pursuant to the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, project number FEMA-4277-DR-LA-0131- Livingston Parish. The homeowner is Paul Douglas Cormier, and the address in question is 25878 New Hope Avenue, Denham Springs, Louisiana, 70726. The public hearing will be on August the 28th at 6 p.m.
All right, do we have a motion? We need a motion, right? Yep, got a motion by Councilwoman Sandiford, second by Councilman Mangus. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, we're gonna jump to the addendum. There's a second one, it's A2. Ms. Sandy, will you read that?
This will be proposed ordinance 25-15. It's an ordinance to acquire movable property for the parish of Livingston pursuant to the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, project number FEMA-4277-DR-LA-0124- Livingston Parish. The homeowner is John Peltier Jr. and Nicole Peltier, and the address in question is 15945 Cypress Point Lane, French Settlement, 70733. The public hearing will be on August 28th at 6 p.m.
If we're gonna have a Mr. Clemens, hey, if we're gonna have a conversation, can we go into the hall? It's reverberating back here. All right, thank you. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Councilman Coates, second by Councilman Wascom. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passed unanimous. All right, back to the regular agenda. We're moving to number 13. Gotta get that check mark. Introduction of ordinance. An ordinance to be amended, Chapter 125, Section 125-137 prohibits and restrictions of use. Delete Part B3, removing mobile home waiver list. Councilwoman Sandiford.
This is just an introduction, and it removes the mobile home waiver list. Do you want to read it, Ms. Sandy?
This will be proposed ordinance 25-16. It's an ordinance to amend Chapter 125, Planning and Development, Section 125-37, Prohibitions and Restrictions of Use of the Code of Ordinances in and for the Parish of Livingston. The public hearing will be held on August the 28th at 6 p.m.
So it's pretty cut and dry to remove. Does anybody have any questions about this?
All right, do we have a motion?
I'll
Got a motion,
I'll
Councilman
motion.
Shavers, second by Councilman Mangus. Councilman Watts.
It's gonna be one of them deals where it affects my area probably more than it does yours. Oh, back in the 80s, they warehouse or Crown Zellback sold a bunch of land that had state highway frontages, and it was sold off in lots. But the main purchase, the parenting tract, was probably might be 30 acres. They might be 3-acre tracts. But this is going to prohibit people having land that they still can't put a trailer on them. Am I right?
No, this is just to remove. So we have a mobile home waiver list that was created. I don't know what year it was created. Do you remember, Mr. Wascom?
It was when Mr.
2016,
Delat and I
2017.
were on the council. It was, yeah.
Yeah, 17.
It was, I think right in our first year, I think, 17 or 18, I think.
Honestly, this whole section is obsolete now. So I'll probably amend it before to make it obsolete. It doesn't fit into our code anymore. And what it's doing, if this passes, it will remove the named subdivisions that have mobile homes in them already. There's a list where if they make this, once you pass for a mobile home to be in a subdivision, then they are on this automatic waiver list that mobile homes can go in without a waiver. So that doesn't fit in our code anymore anyway. Live Oak Acres just came and had their subdivision removed from it. So it just, if you scroll down, I think I actually counted how many subdivisions in Livingston Parish are on this list. I don't want to say, but I think I counted 77, but check me on that. So anyway, I'm just trying to let zoning take over.
Yep, Councilman Wascom.
I'll second her motion, but let me just say, just removing just this section, the ordinance is still in place. And the section was created just so waivers didn't have to come to this council as much as they were coming, because there's a lot of places, you'll see what I'm talking about when they start piling up in here. But that's fine. The ordinance needs to be changed, and I'll work on changing the ordinance. But I'll support the motion and I'll second it. Just understand that all that's going to do is we're just moving the waiver list. So now everybody has to come individually to get a waiver, put a mobile home on any land in the parish, because every time the land was subdivided, that is technically a named subdivision. So,
But we've got the zoning that's going to, it really does.
okay, and
Make
I
this
hope you're right.
obsolete.
Well, I hope you're right, and I'll support it, and that's fine. But I think that ordinance needs to be removed. But
Yeah,
we'll deal with that later.
We'll argue this whenever it goes into the public hearing.
Public hearing, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So we got a motion and we got a second. Ms. Sandy, will you call for the vote?
I have that the motion was Mr. Shavers and seconded by Mr. Mangus.
Yes.
And then we had Aaron and Mr. Wascom again.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the second.
Yeah, Councilman Mangus, second it.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Sandifer?
Yes.
Mr. Shavers?
Yes.
Mr. Mangus?
Yes.
Mr. Wascom?
Yes.
Mr. Coates?
Yes.
Mr. Watts? Mr. Goff?
Yes.
Mr. Erdy?
Yes.
That passed 7-1. Mr. Councilman Watts was the nay. All right. The introduction to these two ordinances, 14 and 15, Councilman Mangus was asked me if I would, was it table it or?
Well, from what I understand is they have to go to planning and zoning first.
Okay.
However, if we have just a minute, I would like to call up Mr. Irving to explain 12710, because that's the one for and we need that, like yesterday.
Mr. Irving?
That may not have to go to the planning.
Turn his mic on.
It's 1.7. This is.
He wants to discuss 127-. Yes.
Right, it's for, like in Mr. Coates, in your district where they had the lady that, the family or whatever that owned the wedding shop and.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This came up several meetings back where somebody had a mixed-use proposal, and one of the requirements there is a site-specific master plan. But we had never adopted in the zoning or in the development ordinance the procedure for implementing a site-specific master plan. And so what we did in that case, I think it was approved based on the photographs that they submitted were treated as the site-specific master plan.
Didn't it refer us to to this 12710 when there was nothing there?
Yes, sir, exactly. There was nothing there. And so what this does is write the procedures for the site-specific master plan. Now, I did change it one little bit, and I think it's a good change, and it's important, I think. This procedure originally was for mixed-use developments, I changed the introductory part of it to say it's for the circumstances in the ordinance, in the development ordinance, where site-specific master plans are required. This was done to give the council the option to, in other circumstances other than mixed use, require site-specific master plan. And the one that we specifically talked about was R5 in the development in the commercial corridor. And that doesn't mean it's automatically going to happen, but it gives the council the option of, in the circumstances where the council feels it appropriate to have a site-specific master plan, it gives them the option to put in that it's required for new developments in that zoning classification. And let me point out one other thing is this is obviously going to be an additional burden on the planning department, and I think that is a concern that they have, but I gave this so the council has an option to do it in the future. The immediate thrust of this is to meet the requirement for mixed-use development that we have this procedure.
So 15 does not have to go to planning and zoning first. We can introduce this for adoption for.
Okay. What I would do with this, since it's in the development code, is to introduce it and then let it go to planning and zoning. Let them go through the advertising process for amendments to the development code.
Do it like we've been doing it. Introduce it. They introduce it. We run them simultaneous at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay.
And can we do that with
14 as well?
14 as well?
Okay.
Yes.
Got my plan here.
All right, thank you.
All right. So number 14, an ordinance to amend Chapter 117 zoning, Division 7, R5, multifamily plan, unit development section 117-185, purpose. Ms. Sandy, will you read that by title? I'm going to stop reading it. Ms. Sandy's going to have to do it.
Okay, this will be proposed ordinance 25-17. It's an ordinance to amend Chapter 117 zoning, Division 7, R5, multifamily plan unit development, Section 117-185, purpose of the Livingston Parish Code of Ordinances. The public hearing will be held on October 23rd at 6 p.m.
Right.
1 second. We got to do it. Is there a motion? Yeah. Got a motion by Councilman Mangus, second by Councilman Erdy. All right. The first question I had was from Councilman Coates.
Yes. Mr. Irvin.
Yes,
I have a question for you real quick. This is going to be a rezone, correct, if this is implemented?
If there is a rezoning request,
yes,
then
okay.
you would be required to follow the procedures.
Okay. That being the case, I know that on a lot of the residential, don't we have a timetable in which they need to fulfill their obligation, or it reverts back? Do we have anything like that in this setup?
There is, I don't think there is a timetable where it would result back, but you could do that if you wanted to. If, like, for instance, if you grant someone R5, now this, well, let me backtrack on that a second. What this says is that if you're going to develop R5, where that's required, you submit a plat, you got to do it according to what the plan that you submit. If you want to change that, you have to come back to the council. Now, you could put a sunset provision on this that says that if you fail to develop it within some period of time, and that would be a decision of the council as to how long, but if you fail to develop it, then it reverts back. Yes, you could do that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Councilman Mangus.
I think I'm good. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Do you, Mr. Irving, do you want to explain this ordinance quickly, or?
I haven't actually read this version, but I know the version I wrote, so I'll explain the version I wrote, because I think it's the same. The idea is that in certain areas of the parish that have been designated as the economic corridor, that if someone comes in and wants to do R5, to protect the tax base of the parish and to make best use of the economic corridor, if someone wants to rezone to R5 in that area, they would be required to submit a site-specific master plan, and we would proceed under the 12710 that was just introduced, and you would have to follow those procedures and have the plan approved as part of the zoning process, and you'd have to develop in accordance with that plan. And the idea is that you would not have something that was a development that was just R5. You would have commercial and other things that would support R5 and provide a business base.
Very, very well stated, Mr. Irving. One of the problems we had when we went to zoning, which is, trust me, zoning's a lot better than we were before, but we basically created singlets, like this is R2 and this is R5, and that's it. And it's a very myopic way of looking at things. If you look at the parishes and the municipalities that are doing this zoning better, they have gone to MUDs or PUDs. They plan it out. It's a way to be intentional. It's not to harm developers or make more work, sorry, for the planning and zoning, but it's just, you're not going to just get 5 acres and stick 400 apartments on it and call it a day. That doesn't, like you said, to protect the tax base. Fire departments only get $32 an apartment. It's not tenable for us to do that, and this is only in the economic corridor. So thank you.
Councilman Chambers.
No, you're good. So this is the ordinance that you brought to the ordinance committee, and just to round it out real short and simple, what you're basically doing is you're telling developers and constituents around that area that if you build a multifamily development in the economic corridor on that same piece of property, you have to also build commercial. You're forcing them to do that.
Well, they have to. Yes, they have to do a plan. Not really forcing them. It's not coercion.
No, you're forcing them. You're forcing them.
They have to submit a plan, and then planning and zoning would have to say it fits with that, and then we'd have to vote on it.
But what you're doing here is you're telling them they have to build commercial with that R5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. If there's anybody else, Ms. Sandy, we got a motion. We got a second. Motion by Councilman Mangus, second by Councilman Erdy. Ms. Sandy, call for the vote. This is just the introduction.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Sandifer?
Yes.
Mr. Shavers?
Hold on a second. So this is not going, this is an introduction.
This is just the introduction.
Yeah.
Didn't I read it?
Yes, you read it.
We're on 14 right now.
Yeah,
I thought I read. Can I read it again?
Yeah,
just
you can
in
read.
case? I
You
mean-
can read it again.
All right. This is going to be proposed ordinance 25-17, an ordinance to amend Chapter 117 zoning, Division 7, R5. I did read it. Multifamily Plan Unit Development, Section 117-185. Purpose of the Livingston Parish Code of Ordinances. Public hearing will be on October 23rd at 6 p.m.
All right.
That was great.
We can do that again in just a second. Go ahead, Ms. Sandy.
All right. We said Mr. Taylor, yes. Ms. Sandifer, yes. Mr. Shavers?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Mangus?
Yes.
Mr. Wasson?
Yes.
Mr. Coates?
Yes.
Mr. Watts?
Yes.
Mr. Goff?
Yes.
Mr. Erdy?
Yes.
All right. Number 16, Ms. Sandy, will you read that by title?
Are we on?
No, 15. No, we're
Okay,
fine.
this will be proposed ordinance 25-18. It's an ordinance to amend Chapter 127 multifamily development by creating Section 127-10 procedures for a review of site-specific master plan where required in the zoning process in the Livingston Parish Code of Ordinances. The public hearing will be on October 23rd at 6 p.m.
All right. Councilman, got a motion by Councilman Mangus, second by Councilman Goff. We've already discussed it. Ms. Sandy, will you call for the vote?
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Sandifer?
Yes.
Mr. Shavers?
Yes.
Mr. Mangus?
Yes.
Mr. Wascom?
Yes.
Mr. Coates?
Yes.
Mr. Watts?
Yes.
Mr. Goff?
Yes.
Mr. Erdy?
All right, that passed unanimous. Ms. Sandy, will you read the introduction for number 16?
This will be proposed ordinance number, goodness, we moving. 25-19, an ordinance to amend Chapter 125 of the Code of Ordinances of Livingston Parish Subdivision Regulations, Section 125-37, requirements for minor subdivision as follows. Will this need to go before the Planning Commission?
It already did.
Okay, the public hearing will be on August the 28th at 6 p.m.
All right. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion. Do you want to do any discussion, or?
We'll get the motion, then we'll discuss it. Got a motion by Councilman Shavers, second by Councilman Mangus. Anybody want to discuss it? Councilman Shavers?
Yeah, I just want to say, I want to thank the Planning Commission for their advice, their opinion. You know, a couple weeks ago, I emailed this ordinance out to all the council members for their input and advice. So worked really hard on this ordinance. Of course, it can be amended, it can be changed, but I think this is a really good piece of legislation. I think the planning department has well enough provided their input on it at the planning department, at the planning commission meeting, in conversations with Natalie. So it's pretty cut and dry. So I make a motion to pass it or send it to public hearing.
All right. Anybody else? Yep, Councilman Wascom. Councilman Watts.
I just want to clarify that the drainage impact study doesn't, in other words, if it goes to 8 lots like an individual, and I guess really what me and you talked about earlier is a family partition. I don't know if Marty and Ms. D can tell us anything, how we stand on the family partition, because we got a lot of big landowners in my area.
Me too.
That's got grandkids, 7, 8, you know, and I'm trying to see how much money it's going to cost them to divide that for these 8 kids. Because once you get past 6, you got to do drainage impact study on the. Is it just the other 2 or the prior 6 also?
Just the 2. And it says here, a drainage and traffic impact study shall be conducted on all minor subdivisions of 7 lots or more and reviewed by the parish engineer. Anything beyond the initial minor subdivision, which is 6, will be deemed as a major subdivision with improvements.
Yeah, just them 2.
Correct. And I'm going to just say this, subsequent subdivision of the parent tract beyond the original 6 lots as approved by the parish shall require a drainage and traffic impact study, shall be required on any minor re-subs of same tracts previously divided.
Mm-hmm. I would just, like I said, a lot of people bought big tracts of land and investment for their family, and now they having to pay more money just to divide it up and give it to them. I'm not really fond of it, you know?
Yeah. We can just, this is just the introduction. We can argue this at the next meeting. Councilman Mangus.
Yeah, I got a quick question, and this is a hypothetical, and I know we don't really traffic in hypotheticals, but what if, like, for Mr. Watts' explanation, Mr. Shavers, that there's 6 and there's 8 lots, and they do the 6, and then they have to do the drainage on the other 2. What if they find like a significant issue with the drainage on the 6? Can that be fixed? I mean, what happens?
You're saying that if they subdivide the first 6 and then they go and subdivide the 8 while they're doing the 2 other lots, they say, oh, that minor sub has got drainage problems. I don't know.
Yeah, it just made me think of like the gentleman in the back in district that, you know, what if they find out that there's major issues? You know, like what's the one spot in Gravity Drainage 2 where they have 2 6-inch PVC pipes instead of what they're supposed to have? I mean, can compliance, has it become a civil issue, or? And I don't think this ordinance addresses that. I'm just curious.
This issue was brought to me by Gravity Drainage 2, and the problem that we're having is people, I'm not going to specify who, but people are buying property and they're subdividing 9 lots. They go to the planning department. The planning department says, yep, get your check mark, you're good. They send me an email saying, hey, this person applied for to subdivide. And then, 2 years later, they come back and then they apply for another resub. And it goes on and on and on. And before you know it, it's a major subdivision without having the first study being done. They're bypassing all of the fees that are required for a major subdivision, any kind of studies, any of that. They don't go to the planning department, the planning commission. And I really think that needs to stop. And I think, again, this is a really good piece of legislation. I've added a lot of input from a lot of different people, attorneys, the planning commission. Ricky Goff had some good points to it I added in there. So, anyways, I make a motion to introduce it.
Well, we've got a motion, we've got a second.
Yep.
Ms. Sandy, we call for the vote?
Who was the second?
Second was Councilman Mangus. This is just the introduction.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Sandifer? Yes. Mr. Shavers?
Yes.
Mr. Mangus?
Yes.
Mr. Wascom?
Yes.
Mr. Coates?
Yes.
Mr. Watts?
Yes, on the introduction, I think clarify a little bit more on this deal.
Let's talk.
Yeah, family partition is very important on this.
Not tonight,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Mr. Goff?
Yes.
Mr. Erdy?
All right, that passed unanimous. Number 17, adopt a resolution to name an unnamed private servitude Hidden Timber Drive located off North Horseshoe Road in District 9, Mr. Joe Erdy. We just want to put a name on it, right?
That's all we're doing here.
Is that a motion?
Doing an unnamed private servitude Hidden Timber Drive.
Is it for 911 purposes?
Is it for 911 purposes?
Yes.
Okay. Is that a motion?
Yes, it is.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Got a second by Councilman Coates. Anybody here speak for or against? Nope. Close public hearing. Ms. Annie, we call for the vote?
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Sandifer?
Yes.
Mr. Shavers? Absent. Mr. Mangus?
Yes.
Mr. Wascom?
Yes.
Mr. Coates?
Yes.
Mr. Watts?
Yes.
Mr. Goff?
Yes.
Mr. Erdy?
Yes.
All right, number 18, adopt a resolution to name an unnamed private servitude Melvin Watts Road located off Jack Taylor Road and Council District 8. Mr. Coates, is this for 911 purposes?
Absolutely, 911 purposes, we can move on. I'll make
Yes,
that
sir.
motion.
Got a motion by Councilman Coates. Got a second by Councilwoman Sandiford. All in favor say aye. Aye. That passed unanimous. 19, adopt a resolution to name an unnamed private servitude Old Fox Alley located off Oliver Wheat in Council District 8. Is this for 911 purposes?
Yes, it is. I'll make that motion.
Got a motion by Councilman Coates. Yep.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to say that when this gentleman submitted his petition, he spelled alley without the E, A-L-L-Y. So that's what we're formally naming it.
Okay.
I don't think it's a misspelling, or that's what he wanted.
I'm dyslexic, didn't even notice.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Oh, wait, so you weren't for the last vote? Oh, you got it? Okay. Man, Ms. Sandy, you knocked me right off track. All right, we got a motion by Councilman Coates, got a second by, we were doing Fox Alley. Miss Sal.
Fox Alley.
And then
Off
Councilwoman Sanford seconded. Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passed unanimous. All right. So 20. All right, so number 20 is pulled at this moment.
It's Mr. Dugas said he could do it. Thank you.
All right, 21, adopt a resolution requiring DPW to install a three-way sign at the intersection of Bonnie Blue Drive and Burwood Avenue located in Woodland Crossing subdivision in Council District 6. John Mangus, is this just to have stop signs installed?
Yeah, Mr. Dugas, can you come up? And just to really quickly to clarify, the last one is, it was for Marlane Avenue, and it was a slow down children present sign. Did did we get this right? Is it three-way or does it need to be all-way? Because there are only three ways.
So are we talking about the stop sign, or are we talking about the very small sign below it? So there are already stop signs there? Because you don't have anything about a stop sign in here. So if you're wanting to install a stop sign.
Yes, three-way stop signs,
So
yes.
there are 3 stop signs?
No, there's not.
Okay, so then, again, I think as we've discussed many
Yeah.
times, and I'll say again, if it's a regulatory sign and someone can get cited for that sign, it should be an ordinance and not a resolution. So, yes, it can be all-way or 3-way.
Okay, so we have to make it as an ordinance.
That's my opinion.
Mr. Moody, can you speak to that?
That you have to follow the ordinance. So there is an ordinance already about stop signs.
Okay.
Right. So you can add another sign to it. The DPW can just add regulatory signs at their discretion anyway. But it's okay to pass the resolution and they'll do it, so.
So, yes,
To install a stop sign or the 3-way sign?
I'm sorry?
So I'm trying to make.
A stop
Yeah,
sign.
three-way stop sign, yeah. Three-way's confusing.
I don't think you will.
Three-way stop sign.
Okay, so
Just
there,
install 3 stop signs,
okay.
okay? Let's,
So the reason I say that, hold on.
because I understand there's a sign that goes
There's a
underneath it
stop
that
sign.
says 3-way.
Which makes, right, correct.
Install 3 stop signs, please.
Okay, that's.
Yes.
I wanna
Okay.
make sure.
We got a motion by Councilman Mangus, got a second by, one second, let me get the second.
I'll second.
Second by Councilman Goff. Go ahead, sir. If you come up to the mic, please state your name and address.
I'm Alan DuPont. I live at 11764 Marlene Avenue. Well, about 10 years ago, I was voted the HOA president, and legal or not, because we can't find our restrictions anymore, but I've been acting in that capacity anyway. The 3-way stop on Marlene Avenue, Marlene is put up as a main thoroughfare. It doesn't need 3-way stop. You have a stop sign from the side street already, and it's been working now for 40 years. So why change it? Why make a 3-way stop where the main thoroughfare has to stop coming both ways when it's been working fine for 40 years?
We're not installing a 3-way stop on Marlene.
That's what I understood.
No, that's for Bonnie Blue and Burlwood. Marlene is getting the
I got the
slow
two
down
confused.
children present.
Okay, the slow down children present thing is something you and I talked about.
Yeah.
And the children that sign was put up for are still there.
Right, but the
So,
sign's not there anymore.
The sign's not there. Evidently, the crew that came in and put the street, repaved the street, took it down, laid it somewhere.
Yeah, and we're
put
just getting it put
up.
back.
Right, so it does need to go back up,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
Good. And
Yes, sir.
Thank you to Mr. Dugan, DPW, and Mr. Delat for, they did an excellent job on
But I
Marlene.
understood, when you
Yeah.
said Marlene Avenue and then started talking about the 3-way stop, I
Yeah.
thought you wanted to put it there.
That's my bad. I'm sorry.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so we got a motion by Councilman Mangus, second by Councilman Goff. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
That passed unanimous without Councilman Erdy, he was absent. 22, adopt a resolution to designate and establish Hammock Road as a no-truck route as per the rules of Section 4-12 of the Code of Ordinances, Livingston Parish, and request that DPW and Public Works install such signs being located in Council District 6, John Mangus. Councilman Mangus.
Yeah, Hammock, I received several calls on this. Some of it deals with a business located on Loving Lane, but Hammock itself is not a no-truck route, and I was pretty surprised at that. Joe May is, but Hammock is not. So it is very common to see Dollar General, and not to throw them under the bus, but 18-wheelers going down Hammock, and Hammock's just been fixed by Mr. Dugan and DPW, so we would like it to be a no truck route.
So just make sure to clarify this. When you designate as a no truck route, does not mean an 18-wheeler still can't go down it.
Have an
So the
actual,
only time a no truck route only allows them, like they can't do them, like a logistics company can't route their trucks through there. But if they have a delivery there, or they live there, or whatever, they still can bring those trucks up and down that road.
right, but in Mr. Taylor's district, it used to be Mr. Scooter's, Keene's district, before Mr. Cascio and I worked on the no truck route to have it under Title 32, Dollar General used to turn around
Yeah.
and go through a subdivision, not for any deliveries. It was just convenient for them to do
I just
it.
want to make sure that designates,
and
so
that-
it does not keep people from, trucks from going up and down the road if they have. a
So now
reason to.
LPSO can see a truck
Yes.
going through that and pull them over, and it'll be a moving violation unless they can explain what they're doing.
All right. Is that a motion? Yes. Got a motion by Councilman Mangus. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Wascom. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? That passed unanimous. All right. 12, adopt a resolution to updates, clarification, amendments to the priority road list for the consideration list recommendations from the parish engineer.
Can I explain this?
Absolutely, because I'm a little
Okay.
confused by it.
Everybody has in their packet the road list. It
Yes.
starts with the priority road list and it goes for roads to consideration because the auditor wants us to have a continuous list. That's why it's so long. Our road engineer contacted us and he said there was a few little things that need to be clarified. So I have everything highlighted. Can I read them into the record?
Absolutely.
Okay. Resolution number 25105 was adopted on April the 10th, 2025. It is amending Council District 8 to Council District 2 for Will Allen Road. Resolution number 25-029 was adopted on January 28, 2025. It's amending Catholic Church Road to Catholic Hall Road. Resolution number 25-75 adopted on February 27, 2025. It's adding the road's location in parentheses, stating located off of Blood River Road in Springfield. We had Fountain Blue listed as a road, however, it's a subdivision, so we're adding Jacob Drive, Renee Avenue, Lizette Drive, Claire Avenue, Angela Drive, Chanel Drive, Nicole Avenue, and Blake Court, all located within Fountain Blue, and it's going to be for roads for consideration. The next one is clarifying resolution number 21-179, adopted on April 25th, 2024, amended from Kingwood to Kingswood. It needs an S in it. It's been saying Kingwood. It needs to have an S. Then we have resolution number 24-179, also adopted on April 25th, 2024. We had the road listed as Secret Garden, when actually it's two separate roads, Garden Land and Secret Gate, to be added to the roads for consideration.
Do we have a motion? Got a motion by Councilman Mangus, second by Councilwoman Sandiford. All in favor say aye. Aye. That passed unanimous. Adopt a resolution to add the following roads to the priority list for consideration. Ms. Sandy, would you read off A through J?
Yes. Holly Ridge Drive, which is located in Council District 6. Greenwood Drive, Council District 6. Havenwood Drive, Council District 6. Jimmy Drive, Council District 6. Suzie Circle North, Council District 3. Redbud Lane, Council District 1. Bracken Lane, Council District 1. Edgewood Circle, Council District 1. Adderley Lane, Council District 1. Sylvan Court, Council District 1. Our road engineer recommended that 3 other roads be added for consideration that are not listed. They are LaRouge Court, which is located in Council District 1, Purple Martin Court, which is located in Audubon Trace Subdivision in Council District 3, and Wren Court, like the bird Wren, which is located in Audubon Trace Subdivision in Council District.
Okay, and is there anybody else, Mr.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wascom?
Yes, I'd like to add Yellowfin Drive, Willow Point Drive, South Redwood Drive, and Cypress Lake Drive. Those are subdivision that's been pretty neglected over the past years. So it's in my District 4.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I add just two, please?
You sure can.
Okay, is this going to be in Quail Creek subdivision? It's going to be Quail Creek Drive, Folsom Drive, Winnsboro Drive, and Madisonville Drive. And I will send those to the clerks.
Is there anybody else? Can we get to Z?
Can I add all the roads in my district?
Not tonight. We're not going double letter. All right. Can I get a motion? Motion by Councilman Mangus, second by Councilwoman Sanford. All in favor say aye. Aye. All right, we're going to go move over to the addendum. Mr. Moody, can we do both of these executive sessions at one time, or do we have to go in and? All right. So
just have to read the name of the cases and the number.
Miss Sandy, will you read that by title?
Where is my addendum?
Taylor.
Yes.
Would it be okay if we finish the board appointments before we go to executive session?
Yeah, we
Item
can.
25?
Yeah, we'll go to board appointments. All right. Board appointments, resignations. Livingston Parish Fire Protection District Number 7, Councilman Coates.
Okay, I'm gonna nominate Gerald Crochet Jr. For position on the District 7 board for the fire department.
All right. Is that a motion?
That's a motion.
Got a motion. Got a second by Councilman Watts. Anybody to speak for or against? No. Public hearing closed. All in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. And Planning and Zoning Commission appointment, Councilman Erdy.
My nomination for the Planning and Zoning Commission, it'd be Jacob R. Erdy. He is present.
I make a motion to accept that.
A motion by Councilman Shavers.
Well, are we going to accept the resignation and then
We have to get a resignation first, Mr. Erdy. We already have his resignation?
I make a motion to accept the resignation.
The resignation is.
Oh, we are accepted.
Then I make a motion to appoint him.
We have a motion. Got a second. Second by Councilwoman Sandiford. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
That passed unanimous. If you want to speak, you can. If not, we're going to. I hope you do. You're going to do great things for this parish. Congratulations. Yeah, 4 hours at a time. Livingston Parish Recreation District, Councilman Wascom.
Thank
I know
you.
it says Councilman Mangus. It was supposed to be Councilman Wascom.
Thank you so much. On the Recreation District 3, I had 2 members, both resign. One, Randy Delat, stole her from me and hired her. And the second one, she's been there for 20 years, and they both sent me letters of resignation, and the clerks have those copies of their resignation letters. So,
Motion to accept
I'd like
those.
to.
State their name for the record.
Yep, state their names for the
I'm
record.
sorry, Miss Andrea Bell and Miss Julie Dyson Norris.
So a motion to accept their resignation by Councilman Wascom, second by Councilman Mangus.
She resigned.
And all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And if I could say
Thank you.
one thing, thank you so much for those appointments. Ms. Bell and Ms. Norris did wonderful work there.
Thank you.
All right,
Yeah.
and so do you have some people that you're going to put on? sir?
Yes, I do. And for the replacement, I'd like to add Miss Trevin Terrio, and that would be for the replacement for Miss Bell. And then for, what was the other one I said? Oh, Miss Norris, the replacement would be Lee Bozeman, and I'll give the contacts information to the clerks and stuff after
All right.
the meeting.
They're
Well,
going to.
that's why I put them with the person. Oh, yeah, yeah.
They'll finish their existing terms.
Some of those that were not appointed, they were rolled.
Well, that's correct. Julie Norris was on month to month.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they have to go back and find out when her term, but maybe her starts now, and then the other one will assume Miss Andrea Bell's term. So
Okay.
however they got to work it out.
So we've got a motion by Councilman Wascom. We got a second by Councilman Watts. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, to the addendum. Miss Sandy, will you read the executive session?
This is A-1.
Yes.
A, Fifth District Association versus LP Travelers, discuss and consider any possible settlement. Parish President Randy Delatt. And A1B, discussion of new litigation received being New Singular Wireless, PCS, LLC, doing business as AT&T Mobility versus Livingston Parish, Louisiana, Livingston Parish Government, Livingston Parish Council, and Randy Delatt in his official capacity as president. United States District Court, Middle District of Louisiana, case number 325, CV00714, BAJ, RLB. Billy Taylor, Livingston Parish Council Chair.
All right, so we have to have a motion to go into executive session. We got a motion by Councilwoman Sandiford, second by Councilman Mangus. All in favor say aye. Aye. All right, we'll be back.
Channel 17, proudly serving the Florida parishes.
All right, motion to go back into regular session. Got a motion from Councilman Wascom, second by Councilman Mangus. All in favor say aye. Aye. For the record, we took no action in the back. So back into executive regular session. 5th District Association versus LP Travelers, discussion and consideration of any possible settlement. This was with Parish Randy Delatt. Does anybody have a...
I'll make a motion to authorize our legal team to work on negotiating a settlement.
All right, so we got a motion by Councilman Wascom, second by Councilman Coates. To negotiate a settlement with the bonding company.
To negotiate a settlement with the bonding company.
All right. With
Travelers.
All right. Ms. Sandy, will you call for the vote? Yes.
Sorry, Mr. Taylor. Ms. Sandifer.
Yes.
Mr. Shavers.
Yes.
Mr. Mangus.
Yes.
Mr. Wascom.
Yes.
Mr. Coates.
Yes.
Mr. Watts.
Yes.
Mr. Goff.
Yes.
Mr. Erdy.
Yes.
That passed unanimous. All right, the second one, discussion of new litigation received being with Singular Wireless, DBA, AT&T Mobility versus Livingston Parish. Do we have a motion? What is your motion?
My motion is that we ask our attorneys, the land use attorneys, right? Yeah, to proceed with this lawsuit response to it.
All right, got a motion. Got a second by Councilman Shavers. All in favor say aye. All right, we got a call for the vote. Call for the vote, Miss Sandy.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Ms. Sandifer.
Yes.
Mr. Shavers.
Yes.
Mr. Mangus.
Yes.
Mr. Wascom.
Yes.
Mr. Coates.
Yes.
Mr. Watts.
I abstain from that.
Mr. Goff.
Yes to the ridiculous lawsuit.
Mr. Erdy.
Yes.
That was 8 yeses, 1 abstain. Councilman Watts abstain. All right. Agenda item A3, discussion of Attorney General's opinion 25-0043. May non-council members serve on standing committees of the Livingston Parish Council, such as Ordinance Committee, Billy Taylor. So we sent this back in, do you remember when we sent this, Mr. Moody? March or April? March? Do you have a copy of that, Mr. Moody? You have a...
It's in the packet. I circulated it. It essentially says you can have non-voting members. I mean, you can have non-council members as long as they're not taking formal action that will ultimately be decision-making. So in other words, this council will have to vote on any recommendation that comes out of any committee.
Okay. So, with that being said, that answered the question of this The argument.
Are you going to open it up for discussion?
I will open it up for discussion.
Okay. So I'm going to take just a few minutes to just go over some research that I found to where some things are questionable. Going back to January 25th, 2024, John Mangus asked the question, is it possible that there could be non-voting members on a committee? John Wascom responded, anyone can come speak. Technically, they would be a non-voting member. They're all open to the public. I don't know why anyone would serve as a non-voting member if the meetings are public, and I couldn't agree more with you. Regarding the actual appointing and the creation of these committees, our Home Rule Charter, Section 2-7, at the first regular meeting of a newly elected council and annually thereafter, a chair and a vice chair shall be elected by the council among the council members. The chair shall preside at meetings of the council, supervise or delegate supervision of council employees, and carry out other duties as the council may authorize. Then it says, Section 7-6, the council by resolution may appoint advisory boards and commissions to provide advice regarding the operations of parish government. No such board or commission shall have any administrative or legislative authority. Going back to who served on the ordinance committee, going back all the way to 2012, 2020, Gary Talbert, Shane Mack, Scooter Keene, Tracy Gerlinghouse, 2012, Joan Landry, Jim Norrid, Chance Parent, Ricky Goff, 2022, Shane Mack, Jeff Ard, Tracy Gerlinghouse, Gary Talbert, 2023. Shane Mack, Aaron Sandiford, John Wascom, Randy DeLatte, 2018. Gary Talbert, John Wascom, Shane Mack, Bubba Harris, 2019. Gary Talbert, John Wascom, Shane Mack, and Bubba Harris. So I say all of that to say that it is not within the chairman's position, according to the Home Rule Charter or state law, that the committee or appointments to the committee be solely on the chairman. Looking at 2012, the Planning Ordinance Review Committee was created by the chairwoman, which is not in line with the duties of the Home Rule Charter of the chairwoman or the chair. It is the council's by resolution. Back in 2016, Gary Talbert Frog and Jeff Everett by resolution, abolished all committees created by the previous council members. And within that same meeting, Chairman John Wascom created two committees. One, the Finance Committee, which is required by state law to have, and then the other one was the Ordinance Committee. Again, it's not within the chairman's responsibility to create or appoint to these committees. Ascension Parish, they have what's called a strategic planning committee, which consists of 4 council members and 1 appointment by the parish president. Tangipahoa has a meeting 30 minutes prior to their council meeting that is called an introduction of ordinances. All council members serve. West Baton Rouge introduction, they have a public hearing prior to their council meetings. All council members serve. There is no ordinance committee. The council policy, section 2-15, selection and or grading committees. Selection or grading committees for grants and other projects shall be appointed by the parish council in accordance with any existing guidelines. So I say all of that to say this. One, the committees are not created legally. Again, according to our Home Rule Charter and according to state law, from my research, what you're essentially doing is you're having the chairman make decisions outside of the council's authority and acting independently by doing this, and that's against the law. And so I don't agree with citizens serving on this committee because no other parish does it. I've read you who all has served on ordinance committees in the past, and it's been council members. I've given you who all has served on surrounding parishes of ordinance committees, and it's illegal to do.
You said it's illegal. We just got an opinion from the AG that says it's not illegal.
It's illegal to have the chairman appoint citizens or anyone independently acting outside of the council's authority to appoint. That is illegal. That our Home Rule Charter does not line out the chairman's position to do that. And if you can quote me otherwise, I'm up for it.
It does not prohibit that.
I will read you the chair shall preside at meetings of the council, supervise or delegate supervision of the council employees, and carry out such other duties as the council may authorize. Again, that responsibility of appointing and creating these committees, which is what you did in 2016 and which is what they did in 2012, is against the Home Rule Charter. And I'm going to ask Chris Moody to weigh in on this.
Well, I haven't done any independent research other than to ask the, it's on. It's on. It's on. I haven't done any independent research other than ask the Attorney General to weigh in. So I'll be happy to look at it. I think it's been a long-standing tradition that the chair appoint members to the committee. That's many parishes do it that way.
But have you read our home rule charter, and what is your interpretation of what his responsibilities are? And does it specifically say that the chairman does do that? And because it doesn't say that, do we just assume that he does?
I don't remember seeing it in the charter.
It's in there.
I'll take it that your information is correct. I'm just saying it's been a long-standing tradition to do it that way.
State law also says that the parish council by resolution shall create advisory boards and committees. And secondly, another good point that was brought up to me, is the ordinance committee a subcommittee of the council?
Well, it's an can be appointed standing committee.
Is it a subcommittee of the council?
Well, yes. I mean,
okay.
They come and make recommendations to you.
They're a subcommittee of the council, just like the finance committee and all this other.
Yeah.
So if we,
Mr. Shavers, I think you could ask this council to set up a policy how and who appoints committee chairman and committee
I'm fine with
members.
doing an advisory board and allowing all of us to have an appointment to the advisory board. However, if you put citizens on a subcommittee of the council, therefore it is no longer a subcommittee of the council. And secondly, if we have an ordinance committee where these guys are attending and a citizen after hours sends him an email and says, hey, I didn't understand some of the questions in the ordinance committee meeting, can you clarify? No fault by he's going to charge for that email and communication and any research. So here you are, now you've got citizens that are charging parish dime. You've attended ordinance committee meetings. You are to advise the council on legal situations. If we are council members on an ordinance committee, you 100% can advise us. But now that you've got citizens on here, we're in violation of what we're supposed to be. You're not supposed to advise non-council members. And if they're serving, that's what you're doing. We're sitting here talking about lawsuits.
Let me say something real quick. First of all, we've never had attorneys go to there's no need in having an attorney at an ordinance committee.
Ask him.
No, you're the one that keeps inviting attorneys.
No, it's
they
not
don't
me.
want to go. They didn't even show up for
Marty,
one.
who invited you to the ordinance committee?
Let me finish real quick. So there's no need to have an attorney at an ordinance committee. An ordinance committee is just to go through the weeds, to hear what people have to say, to try to take time to draft up a long ordinance so you can bring it to the council, because we don't have time to sit through hours to discuss one ordinance. So that was the purpose of an ordinance committee. And sure, we've only had council members on the past since I've been there, but there's a problem with that you don't know. And the problem is when you have a council that's divided, and then the chairman, he only puts people on a committee that writes the ordinance that they want. So that was the problem we had in the past.
That's not
so
true
that's
with us.
No, I'm telling you, it's the problem we had in the past. So
okay.
as a new elected council, and I was the first chairman, that was my goal, is to get citizens from around the community who had more input, better knowledge than newly elected people. We might be great plumbers or whatever we do, but people that know specific things about the community and building or land or things that are important for ordinances. Because they don't have legislative power. All they do is make a recommendation. So you can call it a subcommittee, you could call it an advisory committee. We could just abolish an ordinance committee. So what you're saying is,
I'm good with that.
Every ordinance committee we've had has been illegal.
Yeah, because our home rule charter, every chairman has created and appointed, and that is not what the chairman's responsibility
Well, it
is.
says that the chairman shall preside over all meetings. That's what you read.
No.
That's exactly what you just read.
The chair shall preside at the council meetings, not over, shall preside
At the council meetings.
Correct. Supervise or delegate supervision of council employees and carry out such other duties as the council may authorize. We have nobody since, did you get a second in a motion to create it in 2016? No.
No, but
it was the council did not authorize that.
Mr. Shavers, I hear what you're saying. I see what your complaint is. you're very authorized to make a motion to override any decision the chair makes on any decision. Or you could say, I want us to adopt a policy, how we appoint committee chairs and how we appoint committees. So that's something you could bring to the council for an action item.
But what I'm saying is why not create an advisory board? If we want to have citizens, and by the way, for the record, the first two people that John Wascom brought up and are the same people that Billy Taylor brought up to a point, have not once showed up to an ordinance committee meeting. And it's ironic now that they may have the opportunity to sit behind this desk is when they want to come and serve. That's what I find very ironic. I've served on that ordinance committee since January, and I have not seen ne'er one of the people that they're trying to bring and put on this. Look, I don't care who you put on it. The fact of the matter is the Attorney General may say that you can.
Right. Doesn't mean you have to.
Right.
And
So
you
why
could
not create
You could challenge that by a motion.
But your argument initially was that it's illegal, you
hold on.
can't do it, and now he's
Hold
just.
on, hold on 1 second.
No,
You
that's not
just
what
said
you were
you
saying.
don't care who we put on it, but you have just sat here for the last 15 minutes reading us all this research, and if I would like to quote you yourself, if the AG's opinion comes back and says that it is okay, I will still run it and let you put on.
Nope, lie. That's not what I said. No. Let's clarify what I said, Councilman Taylor. Councilman Wascom said, if the Attorney General comes back and says that citizens can serve, will you still serve? That was your question to me, and I said, yes, I will. So the question of me serving is not up for debate. The question I'm asking is Home Rule Charter says that it is not within chairman's position to create or appoint. It should be by the council.
Then can we make a motion to?
Can I address
Absolutely,
the
please.
legal issues that were raised? So just from a factual standpoint, here's how it came to be. You know, for months now, y'all been rezoning the parish, right? And going through a lot of growing pains and doing that. And so the administration, not any single councilman, but the administration asked either me or Steve to come to those ordinance committee meetings for the sole purpose of helping give legal guidance and legal advice when issues came up. And there's been many, many issues, right? Over the course of the past few months, there's been many issues with regard to how does this, zoning law apply? How does that one apply? What about R3? How about R2? We dealt with many of those issues. Let me just say this. Any advice that we gave them maybe helped steer them in the right direction, but ultimately, whatever that ordinance committee decides, it's a recommendation to either approve an application, to deny an application, or to take no position on an application. Those are the three suggestions that are made by that ordinance committee. The only suggestions. They come to you as the council, and you guys have to chew on the same data, look at the same application, and make your pitch to one another about why it's a good idea or not a good idea. And then y'all vote, and your vote is the legislative vote. The ordinance committee is not a legislative vote.
And I understand that. I'm not
I'm
saying
just saying.
that. I know.
You
And I
just
do
for the
appreciate
record.
you. I do appreciate you clarifying that.
Councilwoman Sandover, please.
Okay, so this issue first came up at the beginning of last year, and I voiced to the sitting chairman at that time that I did not agree with appointing lay people to the ordinance committee. That's a subcommittee of the council. I feel, and I did do my homework back then. My memory's kind of fuzzy on it, but here are some issues. So our council clerks serve the council. They do not serve lay people. The attorneys serve the council and the parish government. They do not serve lay people. So when you put lay people and you mix, you've got legal issues that could happen. You've got, it becomes too gray, and we've got 2 lawsuits on the agenda tonight. Why would we do that? If the ordinance, I served for 2 years on the ordinance committee, and it is always open to the public, and it is always a great discussion to be had with the public, but that the council should be a subcommittee of the council for those reasons alone. As far as the state goes, this letter is just saying that non-council members can serve on a committee. It's not saying that the committee is legal or not legal or any of that. And back when I did the research last year, there are no other parishes where lay people serve on a subcommittee of the council.
Okay.
That's what it was last year.
Councilman Magnus.
It says, this is from Liz Morrell, the Attorney General, and the question was, may non-council members serve on standing committees of the Livingston Parish Council, such as the Ordinance Committee? So that means that the Ordinance Committee is a standing committee, okay, not an advisory committee. In conclusion, it is the opinion of this office, Attorney General of Louisiana, that Louisiana law does not prohibit non-council members from serving on standing committees of the Livingston Parish Council. These committees established by the council are advisory in nature, and their recommendations are not binding on the council. So I think what you're trying to say, Mr. Shavers, is that you don't think our home rule charter gives the chairperson, the right or the authority to create or appoint people to the committee. Is that your point?
No, and it's also that if you put lay people on there, like I said a while ago, we do have attorneys that come and serve and sit in these meetings with us, not by me inviting them. As you heard, he was invited by the administration to come to the ordinance committee meetings, and it's not fair to the administration when they are already trying to minimize our communication, not in a bad way, but just saying, hey guys, we're getting a lot of communication to the attorneys. Hey guys, we're getting a lot of communication to WSP. So when you've got us three, we're covered by the attorneys. You're going to put lay people now, 2 additional people that are going to be reaching out to him on questions about ordinances. And the clerks. And no fault of the attorney, he's going to charge for that. So we're going against what the administration is saying. We're going against what, the past has been. Why do it now?
Well, one thing, that we can direct them to come to us to ask the question instead of them going to the attorney.
How do we know that?
Well, I mean, it's up to them. We can advise them, don't take no questions from them.
I think it's real clear, Mr. White, I think it's real clear from what Liz told y'all and what I believe, what Mr. Moody said. It's not illegal to do what you have done. The question is, is it a good idea for each individual of each person sitting there in those chairs? Is it a good idea for you to do what's been done? That's the question. It's not whether it's legal or illegal, because it's not illegal. The question is, as a matter of policy,
And we have privileged information.
do you want to do it? And that's what Mr. Moody told you. If you don't want to do it that way any longer, there's an avenue, I think, that you can take to fix it. But you got to decide collectively what you want the thing to look like. Here's the deal. What if each one of y'all had an opportunity to either serve or appoint someone?
I'm okay with that.
Serve or appoint someone. Do you want the extra work? That was the whole idea behind the ordinance committee, right? Is to push some of the work down to another committee to evaluate all these requests before they get to you, so you could have a recommendation from some folks that spent a lot of hard time looking that over and deciding.
Let me just say this, Marty.
I'm just saying that.
No, I'm with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. Is it the right thing to do? Is it the right thing to do? But here's the thing. They've picked 2 people that live in my district. So you have no, like nobody in Ricky's, nobody in Dean's. It's all 2 people in my district that they're trying to appoint to this committee. So essentially, it's Meese. You've got 3 people in District 2, 1 District 3, and 1 District 6. So there's no, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no what? Diversity, correct.
Mr. Shavers, I agree. I agree with what Mr. Marty said, and I agree. Look, serving on the council, that's how we done it for years before you got here. The chairman picked it, and that's the way it was. So I saw that it wasn't beneficial just to have 4 council members. I mean, I've seen ordinance committees where only 2 people show up. You can't even make a motion and have a second,
Right.
call for a vote. So, and then as I read the home rule charter, it says you can't have less than 3 council members. Well, and I'm thinking, well, that makes sense because you can't have 5 because you'd have a quorum. You can't do that. But you don't want to have just evidently the law says you can't have less than 3 council members. So it wants there to be some council members to be there to represent. So my goal was to have a better ordinance committee. I did that just not for power, but just to have a better. I've seen the problems with just having 3 and 4 council members, or 2 show up at times, and it's you don't really get, you're not benefiting from that ordinance committee. If you know, and that's why I just quit fighting and I quit worrying about it. But if you want to let everybody pick somebody to put them on there, then you fight. Then unless 3 council members show up, I mean, I don't know.
You don't have to have council members on the. It can be an advisory board.
Well, but somewhere in the law it says you have to have a minimum of 3 on the committee.
What if we do this?
Well, that's the problem. We don't have enough to serve on these committees now.
Hold up. I bet y'all don't know this. Our council policy and procedures were written in 1997 and updated in 2003. So why don't we collectively work this out? Just pull this back, work it out. Let's work together and figure out what we want to do and get a procedure in place to do it and make it work. Can we collectively
My last piece
agree
of
to
advice,
that?
and I'm gonna sit down. Y'all be careful what you wish for,
Right.
because you might end
I
up
got a
all
question.
being on the ordinance committee and have another set of meetings to come to analyze a problem, which you're gonna ultimately analyze at the council.
Please don't throw a poison pill at it. Please, just let everybody work together. Let's look at, research other parishes.
That's what I was
All
going
right,
to say. We got 63
also-
parishes do it differently than us. Is that right?
Hey, everybody has their own pieces and parts of how they do it.
Essentially, it's council members.
So,
And
Essentially, it's council members that serve in the surrounding
hey,
parishes.
look, you asked for us to get an opinion. We got the opinion. Thank you for the information. If anybody else has anything, raise your hand now. We're gonna move on. Yes.
just really quickly, Mr. Marty's Maley's correct on that. Be careful what you ask for. The 22nd Amendment created presidents only serving 2 terms. Ronald Reagan won his second election by 49 states. He carried 49 states. Imagine a world where the Electoral College, 49 go. He could not run again because of that. That was the Republicans that wanted to defeat FDR is when that was originally passed. One of you, some of you, might be chair. If we strip powers from the chairperson, we're going to have to revisit this all again. So let's think about that and listen to our advisors, such as Mr. Maley.
All right. Committee reports. Finance Committee.
We're good.
Infrastructure Committee.
We're good.
Ordinance Committee.
We're good.
Motion to
District
adjourn.
Attorney. Huh?
Looks like my offer for lunch after a 30-minute meeting won't happen tonight.
We failed tonight.
Failed.
Do you want a
Motion to adjourn.
You got it.